Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This week we're talking about the positive side of depression. You may be asking, what good does depression bring? Who wants depression? It is normal to experience sadness from time to time, and depression is experiencing sadness for more than a 2-week period. This is letting us know that something is not right. By nature, depression makes us look inwards to help us look for something. Since depression slows us down, it prevents us from going further. So we need to examine where we're at and if we're on the right path. Who goes fast when they're depressed? Now that you're moving slow, you can examine the issues more thoroughly to see what the root cause is of why you're feeling this way. It lets us know that we have to rest and that we have a problem to solve. We may have a lot to sort out. Our signal to noise ratio may be very high. This is happening because it's bringing everything out for us to sort through so we can find a solution. This can be overwhelming since our body may be asking us to rest at the same time. This can be a game of addition and subtraction. What do we need to add to our lives and what do we need to remove from our lives? It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. Also, the nice thing about a haystack is it's a nice place to rest. So to summarize, slowing down allows us to dial in. And that may be what depression is asking you to do. To slow down, to dial in, to problem solve, and make sure something gets noticed. And this is why we struggle with depression sometimes, because it's paradoxical. It wants you to problem solve and rest at the same time. And this could be overwhelming if we try to manage it the way we manage everyday life. And that could lead to the worsening of the symptoms. And this is the paradoxical part, that depression wants you to rest and problem solve at the same time. And if we approach this with the same way we approach everyday life, that can worsen the symptoms. And why don't we shift to a more appropriate way of handling this? It's usually due to a blind spot, something that we don't see. And when we slow down, we see more. And this is when we need to spend that time looking for our blind spots and challenging our thoughts. A few of the blind spots that may be at play are arbitrary inference, drawing conclusions from insufficient or no evidence, overgeneralization, it's taking a single incident or point in time and using it as a sole piece of evidence for a broad conclusion. And another one is magnification, exaggerating the importance of undesirable events. You also have to watch out for depression lies like you're crazy, you're not enough, you're broken and unfixable, hiding out is good, or this will never end. This is just a small sample of blind spots, or otherwise known as cognitive biases, or faulty ways of thinking that you're more prone to under stress. If this gets bad enough, your brain will slow you down, so to stop you from doing the wrong thing or going the wrong direction. This is also a signal that you need some rest and some time to problem solve. Your brain is doing you a favor. Your brain is a powerful tool built for problem solving and safety. So please pay attention to the questions you ask. It may be the reason that you are sad or depressed. These questions could have been strong enough to change you to what you're currently going through, but they're also strong enough to change you back to who you were, or because you're experiencing this, a better version of yourself. These are ways to catch and remove negative thoughts that could be leading you down the wrong path. You can challenge your thoughts, also known as thinking errors, or all or nothing, or black or white thinking. My favorite is automatic negative thoughts. The acronym for that is ANTS, A-N-T-S. And you need to look for them and smash them like ants. Catch them before they take root or they take over. Here are a few more: catastrophizing, minimizing, magnifying, overgeneralizing, personalization, or cherry-picking negative thoughts. Be mindful and practice healthy, balanced thinking. Realize being right is not more important than others' feelings, and when you're wrong, we can admit it. Now, how do we replace this type of thinking once we identify it? We can start with paying attention to our breathing, our muscles, our brain, our soul. Meditation, mindfulness, to slow us down and rewire our brain to respond instead of damaging reaction. Sometimes when we're depressed, even anxious, we react. We need to slow down so we can respond. Viktor Frankl, a popular psychiatrist from the Holocaust, talked about the importance of creating a distance between stimuli and response. This is where our power is. That we're just not reacting to things, we're creating some space so we can respond appropriately. Another term is called locus of control. We focus on what we can control and make peace in the areas that we cannot control. Sometimes we get focused on what we can't control. So just to recap, everyone goes through periods of this. Some people just have more tools than others, and hopefully we can provide some tools here for you today. While you may get more tools, we may consider sharpening the existing tools that we have. We may not have realized that they have gotten dull over time. Fact check yourself, realizing thoughts are not facts. They are just thoughts. There are plenty of famous people who've gone through depression and thrived out the other side. People like Abraham Lincoln, artist Michelangelo, Prime Minister Winston Churchill, actor Harrison Ford, actress Kristen Bell, Jim Carrey, Ellen DeGeneres, Johnny Depp, Eminem, Chris Evans, Anne Hathaway, Angelina Jolie, Lady Gaga, Michael Phelps, Isaac Newton, Vincent van Gogh, and many, many more. So it is normal to get sad, down, or if you want to call it depressed sometimes. And it's normal to move on, so don't ignore some of the exit signs. Here are some action steps that you can take after this video. Box breathe. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and exhale for a count of 4. There are apps online that you can access to help you with this. I'll link to some. Buy a 99-cent journal and start writing a little bit every day. Investigate your ants. Remember, automatic negative thoughts, ANTS, and other thinking errors. These are full spectrum lights that help you through seasonal depression, wintertime when there's less light. Sad lights are for seasonal affect disorder, and they're also happy lights. They give you full spectrum lighting, they simulate summer lighting, and this will help boost your moods during the gray times. You can also take vitamin D during the winter months. I like this part, move more. People who are depressed, you can tell they're depressed by the way they move or the lack of movement. William James, the father of modern day psychology, said it this way: the physiology of people who are happy, they tend to move more. Or is it the other way around? Because you move more, you're happy. There's also a book called Depression Hates a Moving Target. That explains a lot just in the title. If you're down, you're sad, try to just move a little bit more. You'll build momentum on this. You can also eat more fish or take fish oil supplements. This has DHA, which is healthy for your brain and helps boost your mood. You can also seek out a therapist or a coach for talk therapy. The therapist will explore some of your past and the coach will explore more of your future. This is more strength-based. This is focuses on your strength. This is where I focus on your goals and activities going forward, and sometimes that crowds out your weaknesses and areas of the past that hold you back without even having to address them. Take a yoga class. Get moving. This will make you feel better. Physiology is very important. You can also try MBSR, Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction. It's an 8-week program that produces very good results. Please take some opportunity to explore this area. I'll put some links in the description below. Walk in nature. Find a nice neighborhood if you're in the city, where a lot of trees, a lot of green. And one of my favorites is to volunteer. Volunteer gets your focus off you for a little bit. Focus on you is important of getting through this situation, but sometimes you need a break. Volunteering on others is strength-based. It focuses on helping someone else and that good feeling, that bonding, that connecting, that's so important for healing. This volunteering time brings you a sense of connection, which is very important for dealing with sadness. And here is a bonus point. This will be very interesting. You can take a pencil and put it in your mouth and hold it. This actually helps you smile. Remember I told you physiology is very important for feeling better? Biting a pencil between your teeth will force you to smile. There have been some practices, and even the Army has been using Botox to relax the muscles around your face from frowning and creating an opportunity for you to smile more. Because you smile more, you feel better. Physiology is very important. That ties back to William James' statement back from the 1800s, the father of modern day psychology, that physiology is very important for your mental health. Get moving, smile more, hold a pencil in your teeth for 2 to 3 minutes. You won't need Botox. You'll start feeling better when you start moving better. I'll provide some links to the books below. Viktor Frankl's Search for Meaning explains that creating space between stimuli and response is healthy, and the key word is response. When we get anxious or depressed, we tend to react. Another book is Retrain Your Brain, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy in 7 Weeks by Seth Gilhan, PhD. The Purpose-Driven Life, What on Earth Am I Here For by Rick Warren is an excellent book. Purpose is very important. When you lose your purpose, sometimes you can lose your way. When you lose your way, you have to slow down because you don't want to go too far. Depression Hates a Moving Target. How Running with My Dog Brought Me Back from the Brink by Nita Sweeney. I hope the tips and our discussion today has been helpful to you, and one or more of these will nudge you to take some actions to move more, to be happier. Sometimes it's not about being happy. Sometimes it's just getting back to normal. It's important to seek getting back to being normal and all the benefits normal brings. And the happiness of moving normally, we don't realize that slowly over time our movement slowed down. So start moving a little bit more. Read a few books, and hopefully a few of these nudges might tip you over to the other side and you start getting momentum. Your movement and momentum is important to focus on. Thank you, and if you need any coaching, you can always access the websites to see what services I offer to help you in your journey. And please subscribe and hit the bell for reminders so we can see you next time. Thank you.